right before Trump attacked Iran, there was peace negotiations. So it was almost like they caught Iran off guard, or they were taking advantage of Iran. So I think that, right before they strike, they want to present an image of as a peacemaker. And I don't know why they do this. Maybe it's a joke. Maybe they think it's really funny that they do this. They have all these inside jokes among them. I mean, it's really like a cult what they do. But the signs are pretty obvious. So certain signs is that Iran themselves have come out and said that they expect to be attacked within the next week. Russia, TASS, the news agency, have said that they expect Iran to be attacked. Recently, Iran has paid off all its outstanding obligations to IMF. So its overseas debt has been cleared. Iran was removed from the SWIFT system. And as you say, there's all this military buildup. All these things are just massive signals to us that an attack is being prepared. And I think the last step is for Trump to meet with his generals, which is expected sometime this week. I'm not sure what the date is. And, tomorrow. But this is
our tomorrow, your today, September 30th.
As you said many times, this is unprecedented. And this is a major signal that something big is happening. Now, there have been different rumors. There's rumors of a purge because, the military is top heavy. You've got like 40 four-star generals for about 1.32 million combat soldiers. That's just ridiculous. So you can expect downsizing. But there's also rumors that these officers, these generals will have to swear loyalty to Trump rather than Constitution. I don't think that's likely, but it's also possible. But I think that no matter how you analyze it, the groundwork is being laid for a massive campaign somewhere. Maybe it's Venezuela, maybe it's Iran. I expect both places, actually. But I think they're calling for the meeting because they want to prepare the military bureaucracy for a conflict. Well, I think that Hegseth and Trump will send a signal, which is play ball or you will be purged. It's that simple. So I think that what people don't appreciate is that the military has become a bureaucracy. And these are bureaucrats who are interested in maintaining their privileges. And so they're going to play along. So even though in their hearts they know that attacking Iran or Venezuela will be detrimental to the American Republic and to the American military, they're still going to play along because they're bureaucrats and they're interested in maintaining their privileges. And that's what Trump understands of the mentality of the bureaucracy today.
What is the benefit, though, in bringing them together? Like, is there some sort of psychology at work there to have everybody in the same room? Is there a groupthink or social conformity bias or something that they're going for? Because it seems like if that's what they were doing, they could do that in isolation with emails and through virtual means.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm not sure if you've seen Trump's show, The Apprentice. At the end of every show, there's this big boardroom meeting where other contestants come into the boardroom and everyone's afraid of being fired. And Trump's trademark line is, "You're fired." So it's like the Hunger Games. You got this 40 four-star general. They're all invested in maintaining their privileges. So whoever's the most enthusiastic, whoever's the most willing to go along to follow Trump's orders will be promoted and everyone else will be purged. So that's the mentality here. That's why you want to have this meeting. It's a giant game show. So as you say, for the public, it's a show of unity, it's a show of force, but behind the scenes, it's a purge. It's, if you don't do what Trump tells you, you'll be fired.
And so why do you think they're so obsessed with Iran? And a lot of these questions I'm going to be asking you because sometimes I like to just kind of dumb myself down, pretend like I don't know anything to really kind of get the perspective of the person I'm interviewing. What do you think is their motivation for Iran? Do you believe that the last strike, as many experts are claiming, was unsuccessful on the Fordow facility and they're genuinely concerned about Iran being a threshold nuclear state? Is it strictly about oil? Is it about regional dominance? Is it about China and the fact that China is heavily reliant on oil from Iran? What do you think the main motivation for Iran is?
So I think that there are dozens of reasons why they're doing this, but I will just highlight the three main reasons. The first main reason is in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. What I mean by that is the American empire, its power comes from the perception that it is the greatest military in the world, that is able to defeat all opponents. And after the fall of the Soviet Union, that was very much true. And that's why people invested in America. That's why they bought the petrodollar. They had no choice in the matter because if you didn't do this, if you didn't play along, America could come and invade you. But after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, people now have a sense that there's this new power on the block. There's this new kid on the block who's just as powerful. He might be younger, he might be smaller, but he's really, really aggressive. And so the bully, he must demonstrate to everyone that he still got it. So going and bombing Iran, bombing to submission, destroying a country, it's a signal to the rest of the world I'm still the hegemon. Okay, so I think that's the main reason. And another reason is, if you just look at a map of Iran, it is the center of the world in terms of trade. And if you look at all these proposed trade alliances, so for example, China has Belt and Road, Russia has something called the North-South Corridor. If you look at all these trade routes, it all goes through Iran. So if you're able to control Iran, you're able to control all trade. And historically, that's a source of empire's power, the ability to collect tolls on trade routes. So that's the second reason. The third reason is eschatological. I might need some time to explain this, but go back to 9/11. After 9/11, Wesley Clark, who was a general, he told Amy Goodman on stage that he had received secret confidential plans about America's plans after 9/11. And the plan was to go to the Middle East and basically destroy every single country. There were 7 countries on the list. They destroyed 6. There's one country on the list. There's one last country on the list, and it's Iran. There's really no explanation why they had to do this, but it seems they've had this plan for the past 20 years of going to the Middle East and just destroying that region and making Israel the dominant power in that region. And there's only one more power left, and that's Iran. So I feel as though they feel that they've invested so much, 20 years, and they're so close to the finish line. And Iran is the last boss in this video game they're playing. Yeah. Like, who knows? But they want to finish it. So then the question is, why are they doing this? And as I say, it's eschatological. It's religious. So there are certain religious factions in America. I'll just name them. Okay, these are the Christian Zionists, the evangelical Christians. You have the Mormons. You have extremist Jews. You have the Freemasons. Okay, so you have these different religious factions that are in control of the national security apparatus in America. They control the CIA, they control the FBI, they control the military. I mean, these are extremely powerful people. And in their vision of eschatology, and they believe that if they're able to work out certain events, if they are able to create a World War III, if they make Jerusalem the capital of the world, then this will bring about the second coming, the return of Jesus.
Do you think, though, that these elites, is that just something they leverage? Is that just something that do they genuinely believe that? Or do they just pretend to believe that so that they can get the support of their followers?
You know, that is a great question. And this is something I've been wrestling with for many, many years now. And I've been doing a lot of research, and I have to say this, but unfortunately, they really do believe this. And the root of this goes back to the British Empire. You go to the 17th century, this idea of Christian Zionism, what's happening in the Middle East. This is all conceived, developed, scripted by Isaac Newton in his secret societies, the Freemasons, in the 17th century. Why this is important is eventually these Freemasons came over to America and they built the American Empire in order to achieve this eschatological vision. I understand this sounds crazy and it doesn't make any sense, but if you actually do the research, then you recognize that these people are deadly serious. And there's really no other explanation except that they really believe what they believe.
What do they think they're going to get out of this second coming? Like, do they think they're going to be adorned with better seat at the eternal table?
So different religious sects have different beliefs. So you look at the Freemasons. They want to create the Messianic age because they want to create a world government. They want to create heaven on earth. They want to negate the possibility of heaven. They just want to create a world government. So that's the Freemasons. I'm simplifying this for the audience, okay? Yeah. It's much more complicated than that, but that's the Freemasons. Then you have the evangelical Christians, the Christian Zionists. They believe that the second coming, Jesus will return and there'll be a rapture. They'll all be ascended to heaven, and then Jesus will convert the Jews to Christianity. And this will usher in 1,000 years of peace before the last judgment. Then you have the Jews, these religious extremist Jews. They believe that Jesus will not return because they don't believe in Jesus, but the Messiah will come at a time of need, and he will enslave the Christians, and he will make Israel the dominant power in the world. All power will be centered in Jerusalem. So these are the 3 major sects. You have the Mormons as well. They believe different things, but they all want the same result, which is to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque and make Jerusalem the world capital and usher in World War III.
So Islam is a hindrance to this plan.
Right. So Islam would be the Antichrist in this scenario. So there are different enemies that this world government and based in Jerusalem would face. Islam would be one enemy, but also Putin and the Orthodox Church would be another enemy. And these are the 2 major enemies that they would confront at the end of days.